This is Dave Espino with the Daily Hustle, and today I want to talk about education. Now, specifically, I want to talk about self-education, which is the most important type of education that you can participate in. You know, we all go to school, we all have our regular education, whether it's high school or college or even further than that. But there is a far more powerful type of education, and that's self-education. That's when you educate yourself about the particular industry you're in or the particular business world that you want to be successful in. The ultimate form of education, in my opinion, is learning from someone who's already done what you want to do. Picking their brain, learning from them, getting around them, and learning how they react to the world, how they do things in their world, and what specifically is their mindset around that business or that thing that you want to be successful in. So yesterday I had the privilege of hanging out with James Malanchuck. James Malanchuck was originally one of the top speaker trainers in the world, but he has developed himself over the years into kind of a marketing expert. And the way that he sees marketing and the way that he thinks about marketing is really spectacular. So I had a chance to spend a day with him at a mastermind in Las Vegas yesterday. Just got into the airport at 1 a.m. this morning. It actually took me 8 hours because of delays to get to Las Vegas, which is bizarre because it usually takes 2 or 3 hours. But through all of that, I knew it was worth it because I knew I was going to get 3 main benefits from being there at the mastermind. So write these down because these are the 3 main benefits that you get whenever you go to a marketing event or whenever you go to an event where you're going to learn from somebody who's already done what you want to do. The first thing, and the thing I think most people give a lot of credit to, is you're going to learn technique. Okay, you're going to learn the how-tos. And that's where a lot of people put all of their weight. They feel like, oh, I've got to get the how-tos because the how-tos are going to show me how I'm going to be able to do it and that kind of thing. Well, I say that's actually one of the lower priority things that you can learn or that you can benefit from at an event like the one I went to yesterday. And the reason is the how-tos are usually pretty simple. It's usually not about the how to do something. It's usually more about the second thing, which is your mindset. In my opinion, one of the most important things you can get from somebody who's successful is their mindset. You can learn how their mind works. You can learn how they approach things. How do they deal with defeat? How do they deal with failure? How do they deal with success? How do they deal with people? How do they deal with the myriad of things that come at them in their business? And when you learn that mindset and you try to pick up on it and import it into your own brain and make it work for your business, now you're really starting to cook. Now you're really starting to gain some traction because the mindset is so much more powerful and so much more important in business than the technique. And the third benefit you're going to get when you go to an event like this, whether it's a conference, a mastermind group, or anything where you get a group of entrepreneurs together, is community. Community and connections is so important. You know, I'm an introvert. I don't like to be in touch with people. I don't like to talk to people. It's one of the reasons that I have an internet-based business, right? I'm not one of those people that wants to go out and do sales, although I've done that in my life. I'm not one of those people that wants to work with clients, although I've done that in my life. I know my wheelhouse, and my wheelhouse is I just want to be on my computer and make money. But even having said that, and even saying I'm an introvert and knowing I'm an introvert, I still understand the power of connections. Connections and community. First of all, let's talk about community, okay? Where else can you go and hang out with like-minded entrepreneurs? People just like you who kind of live a lonely existence, right? Because our people who work 9-to-5 job, friends, our family who work 9-to-5 jobs, they don't understand this at all, okay? They don't understand us. They don't understand why we're doing what we're doing. They just don't get it. They don't have that mindset, right? And that's fine. We need a lot of people who can do those jobs, right? But those that do understand, it's almost like you're part of a secret society. You're part of a club, and they all get you right off the bat. There's no questioning like, oh, you're an entrepreneur. What does that mean? What do you do? You just play, games on your computer all day. What is it? There's none of that. We are all at another level together. We're all understanding each other, and we're all helping each other and encouraging each other, which I think is huge because in our normal everyday lives as entrepreneurs, we don't get a lot of encouragement because people simply don't understand us, okay? So here with community, you get encouragement, you get help, you get tips, and you get the sense that somebody understands you, which I think is huge, huge, huge if you're in an entrepreneurial position. Now let's talk about the other C, and that's connections. Okay, yesterday I made a connection with a young man who has an incredible opportunity ahead of him for online course creation, but doesn't know anything about how to create online courses. So this was an incredible opportunity where he has plenty of funding. He's a speaker, he travels all over the United States, and because of his being able to go out and do these speaking gigs, he has an incredible way to funnel people into online courses for certification. And he happens to have that certification, or the ability, I should say, to certify others. So that was an incredible, just a fortuitous opportunity. Just started talking to somebody, and he started telling me more and more about his business. And the more I heard, the more I got interested and said, you know what, we need to talk, because I think I can help you with the online course side of things, which he knows nothing about. And we can do some kind of a joint venture together and build something great. So connections and community are two of the most important benefits. Now, here's the thing about events. A lot of times we try to justify the event by asking ourselves, am I going to learn something new? And that's about the only question that we ask ourselves, okay? Am I going to learn something new, or have I already heard it before? Let me tell you, I've been to about a dozen James Malanchuck events. He has these boot camps in LA. I've been to about a dozen of those, okay? And people who see that I've been to them, like somebody might ask, have you been to one of these before? And I say, oh yeah, I've probably been to about 9 or 10 or a dozen or whatever. And they're like, why are you back? You know, they're confused because they think, well, didn't you learn the stuff the first 10, 11 times? You know, are you some kind of doofus or something? And sometimes I'll play off on that and I'll say, well, I'm just a slow learner, you know. But the truth is, there's so much more depth to an event than just what you're going to learn. Like I said, what you're going to learn is only a tiny fraction of the benefit that you can get from these events. So I've been to these events for a dozen times, but guess what? Yesterday, I was at the mastermind. I heard something that James said all the time through probably all of those dozen events, but I heard it very differently this time. And because I heard it very differently, it's going to impact my upcoming launch of an online teaching masterclass in a huge way. I mean, incredible way. Prior to yesterday, I had heard the same strategy and I just dismissed it. I'm like, oh, James doesn't know what he's talking about. Oh, it's just, he doesn't understand internet marketing very well. So that's his thinking, right? But yesterday I heard it in a whole different light. And now I understand where he's coming from, and I can implement that now. Because why? I'm in a different place now. The teaching isn't in a different place. The teaching is still the teaching, but I'm in a different place where I can hear it now, and I can ingest it, and I can now use it in my business. So those are the 3 main benefits, maybe 4 benefits, right? If you take community and connection as separate benefits, 4 main benefits to going to live events, hanging out, meeting with people. You're going to learn some stuff, but that's not the most important. You're going to get the leader's mindset. That's super important. You're going to be around a community of like-minded people and potentially joint venture, and you're going to make connections that could further your business. So when you see events like this, or if you see opportunities to learn self-education, whether it's online courses, whether it's webinars, take advantage of them. Don't just slough them off and go, oh, that's no big deal. Oh, that's not interesting. Oh, I won't learn anything. Get involved, because you have so many ways to gain from self-education. So many more ways than just learning something. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and click that subscribe button down below, and I'll see you on the next video.